You've seen the video, I'm sure. You've heard what Mike Pompeo just had to say. Do you have any reason to doubt the United States' conclusion that, in fact, Iran was behind these attacks?
Well, my working hypothesis all along has been that Iran did it. But yes, I would like to see more evidence. I know, who doesn't like a good mystery? Who did it? And then to have a video come out gets everyone going. But the video is, as these videos are, is grainy. The head of the Japanese company had a press conference and disputed the claim. Again, I think it's Iran, but I'd like to see some more evidence. But we should assume, I think, for the moment, that it was Iran rather than a false flag operation by another country in the region.
Okay, so
and then the question.
Sorry, I was going to say, you know Iran so well. You've spent time there. You've really studied it in terms of its Iranian capability, nuclear capability. Why would they do it? What's in it for them?
Well, that's the question to ask. Is not the who, but the why. And the why is the United States, by policy, after having walked away from the Iran nuclear agreement, has been to threaten Iran and to try to bring its oil exports to zero. Anyone working at Bloomberg knows that if you're trying to reduce Iran's oil exports to zero, you're trying to strangle it economically. And, most countries in the world, if you smack them in the face or try to kill them, they push back. They just don't lie on the ground and say, beat me some more. And so for a while, Iran has been saying, if you try to cut off all our oil, no one, not just us, but no one in the region is going to be able to export oil. And so it would at least be consistent with their past statements that if you come after us, we're going to push back.
Who's in charge of Iran and this kind of policy right now, Jim?
Oh, that's a great question, because it's more complicated than you might assume. Now, of course, Iran has a president, an elected president, President Rouhani, and a foreign minister, Mr. Zarif. But the leader of the system is the supreme leader, Khamenei. And in Iran, I think historically, different parts of the government have been involved in different aspects of foreign policy. So for the nuclear deal, it was President Rouhani and Zarif. But when there was the war in Iraq, I don't think it was President Rouhani that was managing the Iranian response. That was the Revolutionary Guard. So I think it varies issue by issue. Sometimes it's the president, sometimes it's the Revolutionary Guard, sometimes it's other actors in Iran, and who is in charge is decided by the supreme leader.
Jim, is this part of a negotiation in this sense? Do the Iranians basically want to get some concessions on sanctions as part of a negotiation of the deal?
I think you're right to say that Iran wants the U.S. to stop violating the nuclear agreement and to stop imposing sanctions. I don't think they're quite ready to formally enter a negotiation. Partly the president has said he wants to negotiate, and the other day he doesn't want to negotiate. It's sort of hard to predict what the U.S. is going to do. But I think Iran, it would be very hard in their domestic politics to walk into a negotiation after they've been threatened and after the other party walked out of their obligations. But I do think the Iranians are smart and they're pragmatic. And so if there's an off-ramp here that saves space for both parties, then sure. But we are not there right now. Right now, Iran feels like it's under attack. And so it's very hard for it to turn around and show up at a negotiation.